I already worked out today. On cheat days, I really try to build up my calorie bank, basically by increasing my energy expenditure, because I know that I'm going to take in more calories than usual. And I still try to be mindful of my overall volume so that I'm not in an extreme caloric surplus. And that's how I kind of maintain, because during the week I'm at a deficit, and on Saturdays I am maybe at maintenance, maybe a slight surplus, and that is what keeps me in check. But basically on cheat day, it's more of like a if it fits your macros mentality, whereas I don't care where those calories are coming from, what quality or whatever, it's just whatever I want to eat, but I am still mindful of my overall volume. And I think that's key. So I basically just try to indulge in the things that I'm craving, but I also, for the most part, like to make sure that there's some nutritional value to what I am eating. So I'd like to choose good quality protein. So if I'm going to do a burger and fries, a grass-fed burger with sweet potato fries from a good restaurant, things like that. But I speak on this often because it is kind of one of the most controversial topics that I talk about, and I just get so much feedback on it. And I just think that it's really, really important to have a little balance, for one. For two, for women in particular, it is good to do some sort of a refeed periodically with carbohydrates. It does not have to be a dirty cheat day, but it could be, high quality carbohydrates like potatoes and rice, oatmeal, because our thyroid hormone does function off glucose, and it does need carbohydrates to some degree in order to produce the T3 hormone and keep that on track. But honestly, I don't do my cheat days for any other reason other than balance. It makes me happy. It's something that my husband and I enjoy doing together, and kind of just letting it go one day, because all other days we're so disciplined and we're so on it. And that was really my ultimate goal in finding a really good balance in my life, to where I was happy with my body. I felt very healthy and energetic, but could still enjoy the things that I love, which I feel is, it's a good skill to have. It's a good approach. And so it's not only something that I do myself, but it's something I work on with my clients, but not all my clients feel the same way. So, the things that I work on with my clients are finding their balance, which may be completely different than mine, but working on helping them find that healthy lifestyle, that balanced routine that's going to work for them long term. And what that looks like for everybody is completely different. And at any given time, I'm coaching 20 or so clients, and I can tell you that every single one of them is different, and what we develop for them is what works for them and their lifestyle, and maybe some of the issues they've had with food, and they're all different, and many of them don't adhere to what I do specifically, and that's okay, because it's very individualized. And I think it's really important that I focus on that, for you guys. So it's not to think that every single client I have, I am going to make them fit in my box of what I think works, because that's what works for me, but it might not work for everybody else. But people are always really curious to see what it looks like for me. So I'm going to, take this vlog to kind of document what that looks like. I did test my ketones already prior to working out this morning. I then did a pretty good workout, and now I'm off to enjoy my day. So I'll show you what that's going to look like for me. It's not too crazy, or just will kind of depend on what I'm feeling like. And then we'll recap and see where I'm at tomorrow, how I'm feeling tomorrow, and what it did to my ketones, etc. So stay with me, and I'll show you a little bit about what balance means to me. We are cheat day bound, headed to some of our favorite spots to just, enjoy a little bit of balance. So you guys are going to get a sneak peek at what our cheat days look like. Keto Rita. got a burger, onion rings, ranch. I'm gonna steal some of his fries though, because those look too good.
Bomb.com.
So after my burger, I had about half of this pint of Monkey Business Enlightened ice cream. It is to die for, you guys, and it's dairy free. It's like my favorite, regardless of whether it's good for you. It's delicious. And then I also had one of these. Really good also. Enlightened is like bomb. Hey guys, it is Sunday at like, I don't know, maybe noon. I don't even know what time it is. Oh, it's 11. It's only 11. And I am gonna go get a workout in, but I did want to test my ketones just to kind of show you guys where I'm at after my cheat. Last night I had that ice cream. That was the last thing that I ate. It was probably like 14 hours ago. Let's see where things are at. I probably consumed about 2,000 calories yesterday, I would say. And I burned about 2,000. So, you know, right about that. Okay, let's see. Blood glucose first. Although I did have that enlightened ice cream, it still kind of has some sugar in it, and I put whipped cream on it as well. But it had, and I also had a couple of C's chocolates. I had leftover C's chocolate, my favorite, and I had 3 of those yesterday too. 3 little like chocolates. So I did have, you know, some sugar. Ooh, it's 11:11. Make a wish that my blood glucose isn't too bad. Ow! 93. So still within normal range, but definitely higher, to be expected. But still within like a normal blood glucose range, which is 70 to 99. So, not too concerned there. I need my ketones. I expect my ketones to be non-existent right now. I'm still fasted. Usually, as soon as I take in some fats, I'll measure ketones right away because I'm so fat adapted that my body will just start making the ketones. But we'll see where I'm at. 1.0. So, as you can see, guys, that's pretty consistent for me. I still stay in ketosis. I do not fall out of ketosis when I have a cheat meal. So I'm going to calculate really quick just what that GKI looks like. As I've talked about before, obviously Sunday my GKI is its highest, and then every day after that I get lower and lower on GKI. By the end of the week I'm in like 2.0 or less. Let's see. So 93 divided by 18 divided by 1. 5. So I'm still in like a significant good nutritional ketosis, under 6. That is what I strive to be any day of the week. So the fact that I stay within that range, even after indulging in a cheat day, just goes to show you that my body is just so well adapted at this point. I handle the influx carbohydrates really well. And as long as you keep your total caloric volume in check, it's not going to cause any weight gain. It will cause initially some water retention from the carbohydrates. That's totally normal, but really easy to get rid of in a day or so, a day or two max a day, really, if you drink enough water. And then in terms of people often report that they get bloated or just feel gross. I don't, just because my body's really used to the weekly influx of carbs, but also I think large in part to the fact that I do take digestive enzymes, so it helps my body digest those carbohydrates that it's not used to digesting on a regular daily basis. And then the blood sugar support is always good to help keep your blood sugar in check. So that's kind of like my go-to for cheats. Sunday, it's back to regular. I don't do anything crazy post-cheat, just back to my regular routine, which is I fast anywhere from 16 to 20 hours, depending on how I'm feeling. Try to get a workout in, which I'm about to go do, but nothing crazy, nothing extra, nothing extreme. And then it's just right back to normal. So yeah, we'll see what my post-cheat day looks like, which is pretty much my normal routine. So stick with me. All right, you guys, headed to the gym. See the dogs back there. We're in the truck because we are taking the dogs for a little drive, getting 2 of them out of the house at least. But headed to the gym to do some cardio and weights. Oh no, we're trying to get Starbucks, but I think, what's wrong, babe?
Too many motherfucking people.
Too many people in line to get a coffee. So on to the next Starbucks we go.
Bullshit. Wait 30 minutes to get a cup of coffee.
On a rainy Sunday. Although it's not raining at the moment. To the gym we go. Quick stop at Costco. Loving these sausages lately, so I'm gonna get another pack. I love their ground beef, so I always get some of their ground beef and some filet. Sunday is when I kind of just make sure I do as much prep as I can to have a successful week. Obviously, I went to Costco. I made a batch of Brussels sprouts. There's shredded cheese here. Here's a batch of mushrooms I made. We're gonna have those for dinner. I made some shredded chicken for the week. So yeah, I am good to go, ready for a successful week. So it is Monday, and I have already done my cardio for the day. I still have not done weights, but that's part of my new routine, is to kind of try to do weights a little bit closer to me breaking my fast, just more in the afternoon. But I wanted to test my ketones and blood glucose to see where I'm at. So always wipe your finger with alcohol. I've already got a lancet in here. People. I had some Enlightened ice cream last night, and Enlightened, this particular one had 6 grams of sugar per serving. Probably had 2 servings, so 12 grams of sugar. I wasn't sure what my blood glucose would be, but 81 is pretty good. So I am definitely happy with that. Now to check my ketones. 1.4. Happy with that. We are good to go. From here on out, it'll kind of just stay around that. I mean, I don't need to improve from those numbers. Those are perfectly good numbers, but usually my blood sugar will drop as the week goes on. My ketones stay about the same because I keep my protein really high. I'm really fat adapted, so my body doesn't have a lot of excess ketones typically in my bloodstream because it's pretty well adapted to using them. So my ketones stay kind of in that range. But yeah, happy with that. All right, you guys, so it's time for me to wrap up this video. But as you can see, my body is extremely fat adapted. My cheat days really don't affect my levels a whole lot, and I recover very quickly. That is a really good indication of being fat adapted and one of the joys and benefits of it. But all in all, it's really important to still understand that everybody is different. They will react differently to things, as well as it's still important, whether you're in ketosis or not, to be mindful of your overall volume, because the volume of the food that you consume does matter. And whether I return to ketosis quickly or not, if I consume an exaggerated number of calories, it's going to affect my weight on the scale. I'm gonna touch on this topic more in some additional videos this week, so stay on the lookout for that. Make sure you subscribe. I know that calories are a hot topic in the keto world, and I want to cover it in more depth. So make sure you subscribe to my channel. Comment below if there's anything else specifically you want to see. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again next time.